Memorandum 6751 is an interesting document that was released online by the FBI. It is quite a challenge to come across, but the aforementioned document is part of a vast collection of thousands, although it stands out due to its distinct nature. What sets it apart is its intricate exploration of enigmatic entities, advanced technological advancements, and intriguing gateways. The documentation was released in 2015 and has been used by researchers into the unknown as proof that we know of advanced beings. The document reads as follows. San Diego, California, July 8, 1947. A memorandum of importance. This memorandum is respectfully addressed to certain scientists or distinction to important astronomical and military authorities, to a number of public officials, and to the FOM publications. The writer has little expectation that everything of importance will be accomplished by this gesture. Nevertheless, it seems a public duty to make it available. The present writer has several university degrees and was formerly a university department head. A very serious situation may develop at any time with regard to the flying saucers. If one of those should be attacked, the attacking plane will almost certainly be destroyed. In the public mind, this might create near panic and international suspicion. The principal data concerning these craft is now at hand and must be offered, no matter how fantastic and unintelligible it may seem to mind not previously instructed in timing of this type. 1. Part of the discs carry crews, others are under remote control. 2. Their mission is peaceful. The visitors contemplate settling on this planet. 3. These visitors are human-like but much larger in size. 4. They come from their own world. 5. They do not come from any planet as we use this word, but from another planet which interpenetrates with our own and is not perceptible to us. 6. The bodies of the visitors and the craft also automatically materialize on entering the vibratory ratio of our dense matter. 7. The disk possesses a type of radiant energy or a ray which will easily disintegrate any attacking ship. They re-enter the Earth at will and so simply disappear from our vision without a trace. 8. The region from which they come is not the astral plane, but corresponds to the lokes or tails. Students of this matter will understand these terms. 9. They probably cannot be reached by radio, but probably can be by radar, if a signal system can be devised for that. We give information and warnings and can do no more. Let the newcomers be treated with every kindness. Unless the discs are withdrawn, a redacted with which our culture and science are incapable of redacted. A heavy responsibility rests upon those who are in authority to understand this matter." End quote. An interview with an individual named Billy featured on the next page, in which it details a boy called Billy who happened to photograph one of these strange objects, and which details that afterwards a strange agent decided to pay him a visit. The document reads as follows. The photograph in this clipping is alleged to represent a flying disc, which was observed by Billy Turenstein, a Norfolk schoolboy who was successful in photographing the object with his small camera. Billy was interviewed on August 8, 1947 by Special Agent Redacted, at which time Billy informed that the original negative was given by him to a Mr. Brown of the Photo Craftsman's Service. Billy advised that he has an agreement with Mr. Brown, whereby the latter will share equally in any profits derived from the use of the negative by commercial firms or newspapers. As of August 1947, Billy has not received any remuneration for the use of this negative. He informed me that he was sitting on the front porch of his apartment, which is located on the 3rd floor at 410 West. He had read numerous newspaper articles pertaining to flying discs and decided to sit on his porch in the hopes of seeing one and attempting to photograph it. On July 8, 1947, Billy observed a large black object moving rapidly through space, proceeding from the southwest to a northeast direction. He said the black object was followed by 2 smaller objects, which also proceeded in the same direction. Billy explained that the objects were moving at a very fast speed, which appeared to him to be much faster than the speed of an aeroplane, and further that the objects appeared to be extremely high. He said that they were much higher than the average plane travels in the city of Norfolk, and appeared to be above the clouds. Billy was unable to state what the black objects represented. He said, though, that the objects were at such a great distance from him that it was not necessary that he raised his head in order to see them from his porch. He immediately turned around to obtain his camera and estimated that it took him approximately 20 seconds, at which time the discs were almost directly over his apartment, and it was necessary that he stoop and look up almost perpendicular in order to obtain the photograph, which accounts for the porch railing being shown. Billy pointed out that the day on which he took the photograph, the weather was hazy and somewhat cloudy. End quote. After this, Billy went on to say that once the object got closer, he could see that it was black and in the shape of a disc. What's interesting about these documents is that there's so many of them detailing the same thing, strange crafts that have been observed by researchers and scientists. It's documents like this that have led people to say that we've been studying these crafts for nearly 100 years now, yet the public are still being kept in the dark about what these things are, where they are coming from, and how they are able to achieve the things they do. Over the past several years, there has been a surge in reports linking unidentified flying objects to the Navy. In 2007, the Department of Defense initiated the establishment of an exhaustive UFO research program. This program was specifically designed to collect crucial information regarding these enigmatic aerial phenomena, examining their origins and technological capabilities. The undertaking, known as the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program, garnered substantial funding of $22 million and assembled a dedicated team of military intelligence officials, researchers, and individuals with the highest levels of security clearance. Its primary mission was to ascertain whether these unidentified flying objects posed any potential threats to national security. Promptly, this dedicated team collated an extensive array of bizarre sighting reports, reported by pilots from various corners of the country. These reports were accompanied by supporting data such as corroborating camera footage and radar information. Their diligent efforts aimed to correlate these sightings with known international aircraft signatures, seeking to shed light on the nature and identities of these inexplicable objects. The depth of research conducted within this program was remarkable. With a comprehensive approach, the team delved into a meticulous analysis of each sighting and associated data, endeavoring to uncover profound insights surrounding these enigmatic phenomena. Their quest for understanding encompassed a wide range of aspects, including the potential implications for national security. This comprehensive compilation and analysis of UFO sightings by the Advanced Aviation Threat Identification Program exemplifies their commitment to enrich their understanding of these phenomena. By expanding their investigation efforts and examining multiple dimensions, they aimed to amplify our comprehension of the mysterious and often perplexing sightings reported by credible witnesses. After thoroughly analyzing the gathered data and compiling it, it quickly became apparent that our expectations of finding clear explanations for these mysterious crafts and their origins would not be met. Surprisingly, a substantial number of esteemed researchers involved in the program were convinced that these unidentified flying objects and their corresponding crafts did not originate from Earth. Moreover, these enigmatic objects exhibited behavior and capabilities that defied any rational explanation. This extraordinary revelation may be the Department of Defense's closest acknowledgement of the plausibility of extraterrestrial crafts without directly stating it. Such an unprecedented stance by the department signifies the gravity of these sightings and the colossal mystery that surrounds them. Interestingly, it has come to light that the United States Navy has recently made a surprising claim regarding its ownership of patents for peculiar and unconventional technologies. Based on these patents, the United States Navy is presently engaged in the development of a compact fusion reactor, which holds the potential to provide energy to entire cities. However, it is a specific innovation that has captured widespread interest. The Navy has revealed plans for an inertial mass reduction and a hybrid aerospace underwater craft. The concept of inertial mass reduction implies a groundbreaking advancement in propulsion technology, aiming to reduce the inertial mass of an object to achieve enhanced maneuverability and speed. These groundbreaking patents have gained the moniker of the UFO patents, capturing the attention and curiosity of many. The initial report of these patents was first published by the War Zone, a reliable source known for its insightful coverage. They even managed to uncover the identity of the mastermind behind these patents, Dr. Salvatore Cesar Paes, a brilliant scientist who has contributed his expertise to both the Navy and the Naval Air Warfare Center Aircraft Division. Delving deeper into the subject matter, Dr. Payas expounds on the concept behind these patents, stating, "The underlying principle revolves around the controlled movement of electrically charged particles through the use of accelerated vibrations and/or rapid acceleration transients applied to rotational motion. This, in turn, leads to the generation of remarkably potent electromagnetic fields with exorbitant levels of energy and intensity." The comprehensive nature of these patents is truly awe-inspiring, offering a detailed and extensive exploration of electromagnetics and its potential applications. One particular aspect of the patents has garnered considerable attention from UFO researchers: the concept of developing a novel propulsion system capable of propelling a vessel underwater at extraordinary velocities. While some individuals express skepticism about the feasibility of such ideas, asserting that our current technological capabilities fall short of their realization, others claim that the Navy already possesses this advanced technology, which they refer to as USOs, namely unidentified submerged objects. While the general public is familiar with unidentified flying objects, not everyone may be aware of the existence of unidentified submerged objects. These are unidentified flying objects, spotted both within and in proximity to oceans, with certain individuals even asserting that they have witnessed these crafts submerging beneath the water's surface without causing a disturbance. Notably, these sightings are not limited to amateur observers alone, as military personnel have also reported witnessing large UFOs silently descending into the depths and remaining submerged for several hours. The accumulation of such reports has led some to speculate about the possible existence of subaquatic bases utilized by these crafts, suggesting the involvement of a broader and more complex phenomenon. USOs are described as bearing a striking resemblance to regular UFOs, prompting questions regarding their potential distinctions or the potential for conventional UFOs to operate covertly underwater. According to another individual, it is believed that the technology in question already exists and is being gradually introduced to the general public. The idea behind this approach is that the developers are aware of the growing skepticism and the increased quest for uncovering the truth. Consequently, they have decided to abandon secrecy. This viewpoint suggests that the technology in question is no longer a concealed secret, but rather a gradually emerging reality known to a wider audience. Interestingly, there is another piece of information that has garnered significant attention in recent times. In a surprising revelation by Chaim Eshed, a former chief of Israel's space security, it has been asserted that both the United States and Israeli governments have been engaged in communication with an extraordinary entity known as the Galactic Federation, consisting of beings from other planets. This revelation, although startling, provides a captivating glimpse into the realm of extraterrestrial encounters and government involvement. The moment the post was shared online, it quickly gained widespread attention, triggering a wave of amusement and ridicule towards the claims made. However, there were also those who saw this as confirmation of what they have long asserted, that governments possess knowledge of extraterrestrial beings and have maintained contact with them over an extended period. On the other hand, some individuals responded to the news with excitement, viewing it as a deliberate test to gauge public reaction and assess whether panic would ensue. Renowned Israeli space security program chief Chaim Eshed recently made startling revelations to Israeli newspapers, claiming that high-ranking officials from the United States and other nations have established communication with extraterrestrial beings. These ongoing interactions, according to Eshed, involve none other than members of the enigmatic Galactic Federation. Eshed's credibility cannot be undermined, as he dedicated almost 3 decades of his life to leading Israel's space security program. Expanding further, Eshed elaborated on the existence of a profound connection between our planet's highest authorities and the extraterrestrial realm. Astoundingly, he revealed that these interstellar encounters have led to agreements and collaborative efforts to delve into the mysteries of the cosmos, specifically regarding the fabric of the universe. Delving into the details, it becomes evident that the Galactic Federation, an enigmatic coalition of advanced civilizations from across the cosmos, has engaged in dialogues with influential figures on Earth. These discussions revolve around conducting extensive research and acquiring knowledge pertaining to the fundamental nature of the universe. Interestingly, Eshed asserts that the former president of the United States, who held office as the 45th president, was on the brink of publicly disclosing classified information pertaining to extraterrestrial beings. Eshed goes further to suggest that the president believed it was imperative for the public to be aware of the reality behind these occurrences. However, according to Eshed's account, the president became aware that divulging this information was prevented by extraterrestrial entities themselves. The rationale behind their intervention, as presented by Eshed, is that revealing the existence of aliens to the general public would result in widespread panic and chaos. This revelation implies that the president's intention to disclose the truth was met with an unsettling opposition from these extraterrestrial entities. Eshed expressed his disagreement with the aforementioned statements, firmly asserting his belief that it is imperative for the world to be acquainted with the truth regarding current events. Renowned in his field, Eshed emphasized the significance of his words, urging others to regard them with gravity. He further asserted, "Had I voiced these views 5 years ago, I would have faced institutionalization. However, the current discourse has shifted, reflecting a changing mindset. With my accomplishments and accolades, including respected positions in foreign universities, I am undeterred by potential backlash." Eshed's assertions bear weight, as his expertise spans various academic institutions globally where similar paradigm shifts are emerging. Through his candid remarks, Eshed alluded to a progressive movement that is gaining momentum and transcending borders. It is truly intriguing to witness a significant number of officials stepping forward over the past few years to engage in discussions regarding unidentified flying objects, shedding light on the fact that government authorities have been aware of their existence for quite some time. This influx of testimonies has not only caught the attention of skeptics, but also compelled them to re-evaluate their stance on this matter, causing a shift towards a more serious consideration of the subject. The emergence of these officials, sharing their knowledge and experiences surrounding UFOs, has sparked a heightened curiosity within the public sphere.
The US Department of Defense released a strategy to combat a potential zombie apocalypse. When you think about the possibility of a zombie apocalypse, what comes to mind? For most people, thoughts of Hollywood movies is what they think of. These movies have given rise to a fear of zombies in popular culture. Zombies are depicted as relentless monsters that crave human flesh, and some even believe that a real-life zombie apocalypse could happen. As it turns out, it's not just zombie movie-obsessed people who have plans set in place for a zombie apocalypse. Shockingly, so does the US Department of Defense. In 2011, the Department of Defense actually released a strategy to combat this potential apocalypse. The Counter-Zombie Dominance Plan, also known as CONPLAN 888811, stated in its first line, this plan was not actually designed as a joke. The history of the US Department of Defense, also the largest government agency in America, goes back to the American Revolutionary conflict, and according to the official agency website, its mission is to provide the military forces needed to deter conflict and ensure our nation's security. Apparently, this agency, with a national defense budget of $752.9 billion and 4,800 sites in over 160 countries, saw it necessary to create a plan in case of a zombie apocalypse. The CONOP 8888 files. The origins of the CONOP or CONPLAN 8888 files may have started around 2010, when officers in the Joint Operational Planning and Execution System realized the benefit of creating a plan for a zombie apocalypse. Making these plans helped these young new officers use their critical thinking skills to develop creative strategies to fight the potential threat. According to the Pentagon, our intent was to place this tool into the wild so that others who are interested in finding new and innovative ways to train planners could have an alternative and admittedly unconventional tool at their disposal that could be modified and updated over time. A spokeswoman for Strategic Command, Captain Pamela Kunz, even added, "This document is not a US Strategic Command plan." So, what is in these mysterious files? There are 3 parts to the strategy. The first step that the team laid out is to create a plan to protect humanity from the zombies. This would include monitoring areas with a high level of infection and consider where the most significant threats are. The second step is to create procedures to eliminate the zombie threat. This would include creating a vaccine and distributing it to the people. Finally, as the third step, the plan is to restore order to a conflict-torn economy. In the case of a zombie apocalypse, the government does not expect law and order to remain for long. However, when the zombie threat is eradicated, the government has a plan to bring back social stability. The plan even laid out 8 classifications for the zombies. These included zombies created by pathogens in the air, evil magic zombies, zombies created by an unknown source, zombies who only ate grains, and chicken zombies. There is actually some evidence for the existence of chicken zombies, as in 2006, there was an incident in California where chickens who were put down by carbon monoxide began walking around until their bodies succumbed to organ failure. On top of laying out the classifications of different possible zombie types, the files also laid out a plan to handle the legal ramifications that could possibly come about from attacking zombies. The plan showed that military laws prohibiting violence only apply to living humans and animals. Therefore, they would not have rights if the threat were genuinely the undead. While this plan might seem fantastical, the Department of Defense is not the only government agency that has used the popularity of zombies as a learning opportunity. In fact, the Center of Disease Control also released a zombie preparedness plan to prepare the public for what to do if an actual zombie conflict broke out. As it turns out, there is a fine line between fact and fiction, and at times they work together hand in hand for the benefit of all. These zombie files stated, because the plan was so ridiculous, our students not only enjoyed the lessons, they were able to explore the basic concepts of plan and order development, fact, assumptions, specified and implied tasks, references, very effectively. Perhaps the greatest mystery of the plan is why more agencies are not creating zombie contingency plans. The world is a strange place. So are, at times, the people in it. New, shocking discoveries fuel passion and intrigue every day. We love learning about them, even if they make our stomachs churn or challenge what we think we know to be true. Government agencies creating plans for zombie apocalypses would seem like a plot in a science fiction movie, but alas, it's real life. A mysterious house turning out to be not so mysterious is also something truth seekers must deal with at times. One thing is for sure, there is never a dull moment in the hunt for answers to the world's most mysterious questions.
Scientists find zombie virus. In the year 2014, a group of scientists hailing from France made a remarkable discovery in the icy depths of the Siberian permafrost. What they unearthed was not just any ordinary organism, but an extraordinary entity, a giant zombie virus that had lain dormant for approximately 30,000 years. Giant viruses earned their name not due to their physical size, which remains relatively small, but because they are discernible through a standard microscope. However, Pythovirus sibericum in particular distinguishes itself in a unique manner. This DNA virus boasts an extraordinary abundance of genes, up to a remarkable count of 500. These genes encompass a vast genetic repertoire, contributing to the exceptional complexity and diversity exhibited by P. sibericum. Giant zombie viruses are characterized by their substantial physical dimensions and the abundance of DNA they possess, rendering them exceptionally hazardous, as outlined by the researchers who unveiled Pythovirus sibericum. The large size of these viruses, coupled with their extensive DNA content, contributes significantly to their potential threat, as they have the capability to endure for extended periods. The giant zombie virus, as described by 2 of its discoverers, is recognized for its exceptional resilience, being extremely challenging to penetrate and deactivate. The dormant perils, while currently under control, may re-emerge due to our changing world and human activities, potentially unleashing unforeseen health hazards upon humanity. The lurking dangers, contained within the Earth's depths, pose a latent risk that could be exacerbated by rising temperatures and human interventions. The rising temperatures in the Arctic are causing the thawing of the permafrost, which is a frozen soil layer located beneath the ground surface. This phenomenon has the potential to awaken ancient viruses that have been dormant for thousands of years, posing a significant threat to both animal and human health. The implications of this thawing permafrost go beyond just environmental changes. They have the potential to unleash long-buried pathogens that could have widespread consequences for ecosystems. In a scenario reminiscent of a science fiction narrative, the emergence of a virus raises concerns among scientists about its potential risks, which, albeit currently low, are not fully acknowledged. Moreover, the thawing of ice may expose chemical and radioactive remnants originating from the Cold War era, posing threats to wildlife and ecosystems by potentially causing disruptions. The interconnectedness of these events underscores the importance of understanding and addressing the long-lasting impacts of historical remnants on our environment, emphasizing the need for proactive measures to mitigate potential harm and safeguard ecological systems. Scientist Kimberly Miner from the NASA Jet Propulsion Laboratory at the California Institute of Technology in Pasadena emphasized the critical nature of preserving frozen permafrost due to the concerning developments associated with it. Miner highlighted the multifaceted issues that arise from the changing dynamics of the permafrost, underscoring the urgent need to maintain its frozen state. She pointed out the intricate challenges linked to the thawing permafrost, signaling the potential environmental ramifications that could unfold if substantial portions of the permafrost were to thaw. Permafrost, a permanent frozen layer of soil and rock, extends over a significant portion of the Earth's northern hemisphere, playing a crucial role in supporting the Arctic tundra and boreal forests of regions like Alaska, Canada, and Russia for thousands of years. Beyond its role in the environment, permafrost acts as a remarkable time capsule, preserving not only ancient viruses, but also the remarkably well-preserved remains of various extinct animals. Scientists have made fascinating discoveries within these icy tombs, unearthing and examining the mummified remains of species such as 2 cave lion cubs and a woolly rhino. Permafrost is considered an efficient storage medium, not solely due to its frigidity, but also because it provides an oxygen-free zone impervious to light penetration. However, contemporary Arctic temperatures are rising at a rate up to 4 times faster than the global average, leading to the deterioration of the upper stratum of permafrost in the region. This accelerated warming trend in the Arctic poses a significant threat to the stability and integrity of the permafrost layer, jeopardizing its capacity as a reliable storage medium. Jean-Michel Claverie, a distinguished professor specializing in medicine and genomics at the Aix-Marseille University School of Medicine in Marseille, France, embarked on a study to comprehensively examine the risks associated with frozen viruses. His research involved analyzing Earth samples extracted from the Siberian permafrost to determine the potential infectivity of viral particles residing within. His primary objective was to identify what he labels as zombie viruses. In his pursuit, he has successfully discovered certain viral entities that retain their infectious properties even after being frozen for an extended period. This meticulous investigation conducted by Claverie delves into the depths of the viral world preserved in the frozen landscapes, shedding light on the intriguing phenomenon of dormant viruses. Claverie is engrossed in investigating a distinct category of viruses that he initially unearthed in 2003. These viruses, recognized as giant viruses, exhibit a significantly larger size compared to conventional types and can be observed using a standard light microscope, as opposed to the more advanced electron microscope typically required. This unique characteristic positions them as a valuable model for conducting laboratory experiments in this field.